strategy formulation process at a business level starts with the orientation macro phase, which encompasses our strategic direction or path, embodied in the vision, as well as our expected strategic role within such path that comes with the mission. However, while both the vision and the mission have a long-term motivational role, they are not enough to set the boundaries and targets for strategy formulations. A third concept should hence be introduced, that is, strategic objectives. Strategic objectives or goals steer the whole strategy formulation process in its analysis or diagnosis, decision-making, implementation, and above all, control macro phases. To be strategic, objectives shall have some key features. First, they shall be specific, since they shall be relatable to what they're focused on, and they shall convey a clear message on what's to achieve. Second, they shall be quantifiable and measurable by means of one or more clear indicators, since you can't improve what you can measure. Third, they shall be appropriate or aligned. They must be consistent with the company's overarching vision and mission. Fourth, they shall be realistic. Goal-setting theory tells managers to set objectives that are challenging, but not perceived as neither impossible nor too easy, because both ways lead to demotivation. And last but not least, they shall be timely. They must be related to a clear deadline to achieve them. Strategic objectives with these features are called SMART, a mnemonic acronym to better memorize these 5 features. SMART objectives are a means to get the mission down to earth, to translate it into a set of measurable and quantifiable milestones. Once the vision, mission, and strategic objectives are defined, it's important to further clarify the boundaries of the business area the SBU will cover. These boundaries will represent an input for the analysis or diagnosis micro step of the process. A possible way to define a business area's boundaries is to employ the so-called able cube or able space, which gives a 3-dimensional definition of the business in terms of 3 key factors: customer groups, which answer to the question, who do competitors in industry serve? Customer functions, so the what customer needs are satisfied by the offer, and alternative technologies available to provide such customer functions by means of different products and services. The intersection of these 3 axes, X, Y, and Z, creates a space or cube that delimits the business area boundaries. With the business area definition, we conclude the orientation macro phase of the strategic planning process, and we move to the analysis or diagnosis 1. This macro phase is the core of the strategy formulation process at a business level, since it aims at deeply investigating the context and environment the company operates in, and which will influence, in turn, the possibility to achieve its strategic objectives, the business strategies to reach such objectives, and the chances to create and sustain a competitive advantage. The analysis or diagnosis macro phase results from the combination of 2 complementary perspectives: an external perspective, which is called external strategy analysis, and an internal perspective, which is labeled as internal strategy analysis. External strategy analysis considers the external environment a given company operates in by means of its strategic business units. That is, it analyzes the industry and business area. Within such external environment, we have to look for the overall trends and phenomena that may constitute an opportunity or vice versa, a threat for all competitors operating in the industry. In the external strategy analysis, the point of view is hence that of the average generic player in the business area, not our own company standpoint. So the consideration we'll draw on external opportunities and threats are industry-wise, not firm-wise, and should apply to the average player in the industry, not just to a specific company. The internal strategy analysis focuses on a specific company operating in the business area and aims at comparing it to its main direct competitors to underscore its key strengths and weaknesses. That is, the possible sources of competitive advantage or disadvantage it may have. Within this step, the company analyzed is compared to its competitors by means of benchmarking, and the firm-specific characteristics that give it an edge on competition, or on the contrary create some negative gaps to be filled, are disclosed. The thoughtful combination of an external perspective with an internal one will disclose insights that will feed and inform the subsequent steps of strategy formulation at a business level.